Assalamualaikum. Hope you are well and doing great. The video on hemichordates, invertebrates, and chordates include the instructive and educational content that is both shareable and easy to retain. So let's start. First of all, we see the general features of hemichordates, invertebrates, and chordates. Phylum Hemichordata includes 85 species with two classes, class Pterobranchia and Enteromneusτα. They are exclusively marine animals, that is small group, and have similarities to echinoderms and chordates. Hemichordates means half chord. They are exclusively marine. They have open circulatory system and a complete digestive tract. It includes the acorn worms and pterobranchs. The next is invertebrates. Invertebrates do not have a backbone, they are multicellular, they have no cell wall, and they have different modes of reproduction. Next is the phylum Chordata. Phylum Chordata have the following characteristics: a dorsal tibial nerve cord, a notochord, pharyngeal slits or pouches, and a post-anal tail. Evolutionary perspective. Echinoderms, hemichordates, and chordates are most likely derived to form a common ancestor since they all share a deuterosome development, which means blastopore becomes the anus, not the mouth. Characteristics shared by both hemichordates and chordates are pharyngeal slits. They most have dorsal nerve cord. This shows that evolutionary ties between hemichordates and chordates are closer than between echinoderms and either of these phylum. The next is the phylum Echinodermata. Echinoderm characteristics. They have a star-like appearance and are spherical or elongated. They are exclusively marine animals. The water-vascular system is present in them and they have a complete digestive system. The blood has no pigment. Classification of phylum Echinodermata. Phylum Echinodermata is divided into five classes. First is the ASTEROIDEA, second is OPHIUROIDEA, third is ECHINOIDEA, the fourth one is HOLOTHIROIDEA, and the last and fifth is CRINOIDEA. Here is the picture of class ASTEROIDEA, in which we see that body is flattened, star-shaped with five arms. They possess a tube feet with a sucker, the presence of calcareous plates and movable spines. The respiratory organ in asteroideae is papilla. Here is the picture of class Ophiuroideae, in which we see that spines are present with pentamerous disc, long arms which are sharply demarcated from the central disc. They possess tube feet without suckers. Anus and intestine are absent. Respiratory organ are bursa. Here is the picture of class Echinoideae, in which the body is disc-like, hemispherical. They are devoid of arms or free rays. They possess two feet with a sucker. They possess compact skeleton and movable spines. Here is a picture of class Holothiroideae, in which the body is cucumber-like and elongated in the orolaboral axis and have no arms, spines, and pedicellary. The two feet are sucking types, which is modified into tentacles and form a circle around mouth. The respiratory organ in Holothiroideae is cloacal respiratory tree. Here is the class CRINOIDEA, in which the body is star-shaped. Some of the forms were extinct and living forms. Arms are bifurcated with two penioles. They have 2 feet without suckers. Now comes to the some lesser known invertebrates. First of all, we saw the lophophораtes. Lophophораtes are protozoan suspension-feeding phyla possessing a lophophore. Lophophore is a ring of ciliated tentacles used for suspension feeding. The tentacles containing extensions of the body cavity. The mouth is inside of the ring and the anus is outside of the ring. Here is a picture of lophophorate. You can see the different structures and organs of the lophophorate. The next is phylum Entoprocta. The entoproct body consists of a globular head that houses a U-shaped gut and the nervous, excretory, and reproductive system. Entoproct body is bilaterally symmetrical and has more than 2 cell layer tissues and organs. Body cavity is a pseudocoelomic. Body possesses a U-shaped gut with an anus. Body normally permanently attached to a substrate. Here is the picture of Entoproct. You can see the stalk, the stolon, and the other structures of the Entoproct. The next is phylum Ciliophora of invertebrates. Phylum Ciliophora cilia is present for locomotion and for the generation of feeding currents of water. Relatively rigid pellicle and more or less fixed shape, distinct cytosome structures are present. Dimorphic nuclei, typically large macronuclei, and one or more smaller micronuclei. The next is the phylum Chatognatha. Chatognatha, sometimes called the arrowworms, and they are all marine planktonic organisms. Some deuterosomed embryological characters. Molecular work suggests that they are protozoans. Currently, they are not considered to be the part of either group. Next is the phylum Hemichordata. Classification of Hemichordata is divided into two main classes, class Enteropneusta and Pterobranchia. First of all, the class Enteropneusta is the worm-like. Sometimes they are called acorn worms. Sand-burrowing forms range in length from 25 to 2500 millimeter. Their body is divided into proboscis, collar, and trunk. Larva tornaria, similar to the bipinnaria larva of starfish. The mouth is always wide open and capable of closing completely. Its lips are the ventral edge of the collar region. Series of gill slits are present. Here is the picture of class Enteropneusta. You can see the proboscis, the heart, the mouth, which is widely open and capable of completely closing, the anus, gut, ventral blood vessel, gill slits, and other structures. The next is class Pterobranchia, which is sedentary, solitary, or colonial and marine forms. Bear ciliated tentacles to produce a ciliary feeding currents of water. One pair of gill slits or sometimes no. There is no trace of dorsal nerve cord or notochord. Alimentary canal is U-shaped with dorsal anal situated near the mouth. Gonads are few in number. Reproduction is through by budding. Finally, the phylum Chordata. As the name implies, at some time in the life cycle, a chordate possesses a stiff dorsal supporting rod. Also characteristic of the chordate are a tail that extends behind and above the anus, a hollow nerve cord above the gut, gill slit opening from the pharynx to the exterior, and an endostyle. Endostyle is a mucus secreting structure or its derivative between the gill slits. Here is the picture of phylum Chordata. Number 1 shows the mouth, the second is pharyngeal gill slits, the third is anus, fourth is the tail, fifth is the notochord which runs most of the body length, sixth is the dorsal tubular nerve cord, and seventh is the muscle segment. Phylum Chordata characteristics shows that a notochord, which is a sportive rod extending most of body length, pharyngeal gill slits, series of openings along pharyngeal region. Invert chordates use this for filter feeding, some chordates for gas exchange. Dorsal hollow nerve cord that runs along length of the body associated with development of complex sensory structures and systems. Post-anal tail which extends posterior to the anus. Classification of phylum Chordata. Phylum Chordata is divided into three subphylums, which is known as subphylum UROCHORDATA, subphylum Cephalochordata, and subphylum Vertebrata. First of all, the subphylum UROCHORDATA. Phylum UROCHORDATA possesses a notochord, a hollow nerve cord, and a post-anal tail. Body has more than 2 cell layers and include tissues, organs, and subphylum Urochordata in adults are covered by a tunic made up of protein, salts, and cellulose. Tunic encloses a basket-like pharynx by gill slits. The filter feed with an oral siphon, trap plankton in a sheet, and cilia to direct the food-laden mucus. Water leaves the animal via the atrial siphon. Here is the picture of the tunicate. You can see the mouth, which is known as the oral siphon through which the water enters, and here is the anus, known as the atrial siphon through which the water exits. The outer covering is called the tunic and the pharynx with numerous slits. The next is the sub-phylum Cephalochordata, it's known as land ciliated. They are strictly marine, live buried in sand with head sticking out. They are filter feeders. Subphylum Cephalochordata body is fish-like and is useful for burrowing and swimming. It has a head, as the name indicates. Cephalo means head. Appendages are absent. Circulatory system is closed. Heart and respiratory pigments are absent. Cephalochordata, all chordate characteristics present throughout life history. Most cells in the notochord are mucous cells. Unlike other chordates, the notochord is contractile. Here is the picture of cephalochordate lanceid. You can see the body is fish-like, head is present with eyes, port, brain, mouth, and other necessary structures. Here is the phylogenetic considerations through which we can see the ancestral protist and the modern animal evolution. So this is all. Thank you.